Finally.
May 21st, 2021, everybody. Make sure you take your time off work like I'm planning to. In all seriousness though, it's beyond exhilarating to actually have a solid release date in place to look forward to. This release slot is actually very much what I had predicted in the past, as Q2 of 2021 can be narrowed down to April, May, or June, and Bethesda has historically released some of their games during the dry summer season, which I sincerely hope will benefit DEATHLOOP and put more eyes on it. We also got to look at some of those snazzy pre-order bonuses like these new character skins, weapon skins, and most notably for those of you in possession of a PS5, some incredible looking Prey and Dishonored themed weapons. I mean, look at that shotgun. We also got confirmation about who will be composing the musical score for DEATHLOOP, as I asked Dinga Bakaba on Twitter who the composers would be, and he elaborated, saying that the audio director at Arcane Leon has enlisted the talents of Tom Salta, Ross Tregenza, and Eric Talaba. The body of work from these individuals includes games like the Halo and Wolfenstein series, some of the Tom Clancy games, and even some work for famous bands like Fall Out Boy. It'll be very interesting to see what these three composers come up with in regards to the swinging 60s style of music we can most likely expect in DEATHLOOP. Another thing that has come out recently is this post from the PlayStation blog elaborating on the PlayStation 5 specific features we can expect to see in DEATHLOOP. It goes into detail about the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers of the DualSense controller and how they will be implemented. This quote here gives us a pretty tasty idea of how it'll work, and we also now have a proper name for the weapon we've seen featured in much of the gameplay up to this point. Take the PT6 Spiker, for example. This silenced nail gun is a brutal piece of art, and with the dynamic weapon system, you will feel each nail fall into the magazine with granularity every time you reload your weapon. Feel the resistance of the adaptive trigger as you hold to align your shot, and the immediate recoil and discharge when you fire. Now, this next paragraph suggests something interesting about DEATHLOOP's gunplay that we have not yet heard about, and that being weapon tiers. From the sound of it, we'll be starting the game with junk weaponry that is prone to jamming and malfunctioning. The adaptive triggers on the DualSense controller will actually stop halfway to prevent you from firing your weapon when it jams, increasing the immersion factor and making that moment feel much more tense as a result. Every time you die on Black Reef or the loop restarts, it's a chance to get better. You learn, you grow, you get more badass weapons and abilities. But when you first start out, you might be working with a lower tier weapon, something maybe a little rusty and prone to jamming. When a low tier weapon is jammed, your trigger button will be blocked halfway, giving you instantaneous feedback even before the animation notifies you. It's a momentary setback that could force you to retreat for a beat while you fix it. As you're watching your character on screen punch the gun to get it in working order, you'll feel a correlating strike in your controller, activating the mechanism to unjam it. But the guns aren't the only thing that we can feel. As DEATHLOOP will be very mobility heavy, with Colt constantly on the move, you'll feel different sensations through the haptic feedback based on what surface you're moving across and whether you're walking, running, or even sliding. It's not just your weapon's actions that will have a unique feel through the controller, unless you consider Colt to be a weapon himself, which might be a safe consideration. Every type of movement your character makes will provide a different sensation, whether you're running, sliding, climbing, sneaking, or teleporting your way through Black Reef. You'll even notice the stark contrast of distinct types of surfaces as you battle through various environments. From the harsh, bumpy feedback you'll feel as you're sliding down a rough rooftop to the muted thumping input as you land in the snow. The DualSense controller also features a built-in speaker that will add another layer of functionality to the game. DEATHLOOP doesn't just let you feel the action through your controller. Thanks to the DualSense controller speaker, you'll hear the action coming from your hands. Each bullet that whizzes past your head or hits it. Juliana's taunts echoing from your own personal radio as she tracks your every every move across the island of Blackreef, the dry click of your weapon trigger as you've just fired your last bullet and run out of ammo. Each sound perfectly complements the events on screen and the sensations coming from your controller. I don't know about you, but this is making me want to pick up a PS5 once Deathloop rolls around next year. It's exciting stuff, and it lends some legitimacy and understanding to exactly why Bethesda signed a limited exclusivity deal with Sony to release Deathloop on this system before any other. If this is the kind of stuff we can expect from Deathloop on the PS5 with its DualSense controller, imagine how something like the also forthcoming Ghostwire Tokyo will play. If you're as excited about Deathloop as I am, let's definitely try to support Arcane Studios. I'm not going to beg anybody to pre-order the game, but I can say with absolute certainty that I will be giving them my hard-earned money, because as I've said before, if their previous work is anything to go by, Deathloop will be yet another fantastic game to add to their library. If you enjoyed this quick Deathloop update video, be sure to leave a like and a comment letting me know what you think. Consider subscribing for more Deathloop content, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And remember that the outsider walks among us. Thanks for watching.